Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream Park. Ron Nicoletti along with Samantha Perry. Another beautiful day in South Florida. Had about 1/4 of a millionth of an inch of rain this morning. Not very much. And so fast main track, firm turf course. And it's going to be another beautiful day. Of course, we got the all-weather Tapeta. And we got a nice thing going on with the Rainbow Six.
Yes, we do. It put a ton of money in it yesterday. They'll be firing away. There's a lot of racing around the country. Of course, we have some of our jockeys at Oaklawn Park for the Rebel. But here, as far as our Rainbow goes, it's at over 300, 400 in the pool, they're estimating today.
They bet a lot into
They
it.
did, over 3 yesterday, yeah.
So estimated pool is 400,000. Once again, we'll say it as we always do. It's just amazing how much it builds and so fast how it builds. So all the early work taken care of. So we'll jump into today's card. First race is going to be 1 mile. It's a maiden optional claimer, and these are 3-year-olds. And we have a couple of scratches up to 5. Sarkis and the number 6 start up. Mo and Brian put an early pick 5 ticket together. We'll take a look at that before we talk about this race. So let's check it out. He's got lots of coverage in race number 3.
Yeah, race number 3. Just throw a dart at it. It's a very tough race. I see what he did. I did a best bet in race 3 because I didn't know what to do there. Race 4, you see a single of the 3 Volatile Storm. That horse looks very logical. And Neophyte and Ready for a Fight in race number 5 for $42.
Yeah, they look good. And we'll talk about this first race now. How did you start it, Samantha?
I started it with the 4 Roar of the Beast. Like you did too. And this is going to be a short price, but I like the 1-turn mile. Lasix goes on, and it's Safi Joseph. This horse just looks like down the road, Ron.
Yeah, we'll show you a little stat on Safi Joseph Jr., and we'll see what it says.
This is a good stat, too. I thought this one was interesting. This is Luis Saez at maiden races with Safi. Oh, wait, just kidding. Luis Saez is not on this horse. No,
he's not on this horse. Oh, he's not on this horse.
No, so never mind. Sorry, guys. We'll scratch that out there. Well, so never mind. This is I was trying to pick holes in Roar of the Beast. Luis Saez was named earlier on this horse here, but Edgar Zayas will ride. And Edgar Zayas has been on this horse a couple times.
Now, you got the number 7 who I have in second. You have in third. Noble Prince, you want to show a video of it, I think.
Yeah, we'll take a look at Noble Prince here. Okay, this is the Luis Saez stat. Sorry, not Roar of the Beast. It was for the 7. Neoclose is entered in the Fountain of Youth, Ron. So is Neoclose a big player in the Fountain of Youth? I don't particularly think so. But Noble Prince on the inside was working okay here, which it's for a first-time starter, a 3-year-old, I don't think this is too bad. Neoclose is just a better, more experienced horse here. But now we can show the stat because this is the stat for Safi Joseph here, not for Roar of the Beast. Luis Saez and Safi Joseph just 1 for 10 with each other. That is not that great.
No, not at all. No. So it's something to mark down in there. Other horse I wanted to ask you about was the number 8 horse, and that's Roman Hunter. This one from Steve Caceres. I thought ran a pretty nice third, going 7 furlongs. Maybe the stretch out will help this horse a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. And I like the fact that he's got a race under his belt. And this is a good post for the 1 mile.
We're going to flip the page and go to race number 2. We're on the turf. It's 7.5 furlongs, and these are maiden filly 3-year-olds. We're going to scratch the 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, the number 11 will get in, and one jockey change to let you know about. It comes on the 4. Make that rider Jorge Ruiz, and they just told us in our ear the rail will be set for 73 feet at this particular race.
Yep. So in the
does that change your mind?
Oh yeah. Well, it kind of does because at 73 feet you want to look for horses that have speed because it's just such a big player here. And the 8 for me. First-time starter. This horse is a half to a multiple graded stakes winner, a Fast Boat, who was very, very fast turf sprinting. The 7.5 furlongs, I think this horse should handle it quite well.
Christophe Clement going to be ridden by Joe Bravo this afternoon. Well, the horse I had on top, and now maybe things will change because of what you said, and that's Princess Attitude. Yep. So I'll show you a video Oh wait, we got Brian's pick 4. Do we want to show
No,
it?
but we have my Tropical Turf pick 3.
Well, let's show that.
Let's show that, yeah, and then we'll go right into Princess Attitude. I'm singling the 8 here, and the good news is we can take a look at him before this race. Race number 7, I am spreading. I think that's a kind of a tough race. I have Bel Pincero. I've got the 2 Brian Lynch runners, and in race number 10, I do have the 4 as my top pick, Wonderfin at 15-1 for Sugar McGee.
Nice price there with Shug McGay, 15-1. Luis Saez in the saddle. Now we'll get the Princess Attitude with when you're handicapped. If you're handicapped for a different rail setup, we'll see what happens with this horse now.
Well, Princess Attitude closed from way out the back in a horrible post position at Kentucky Downs here, which is extremely tough to do. Now, this is a daughter of the amazing Frankel, and there you see this horse with Joel Rosario to make up ground like this, and it was quite literally Joel Rosario was carrying this horse to the finish line. This is a very taxing track. This was only her second start. Look, a couple more jumps, she would have been the winner, but I just don't trust horses, Ron, coming from Kentucky Downs.
Well, what do you make of that? Was an allowance race, restricted. She's back with maidens today. That's a big difference.
Yes,
so,
difference.
I kept that one on top of my ticket. Yeah, and then I got a first time started. I want to ask you about That's Dance to Remember from Brendan Walsh. This one, beautifully bred daughter of More Than Ready. I just thought this horse would run well today. They got Lionel Reyes in the saddle, just like the breeding. Yeah,
the breeding is fantastic, Ron, but this is a horse to me that I'll watch one.
What about the number 9 that you have in second? That's Baby La La. And this is from Mark Cassie. Tried sprinting on the grass last time.
Sprinting on the grass now will stretch out. I like the stretch out here. War of Will just seems like the horses, the further they go, the better they go. A little bit of a tricky post position, but we'll see what Edwin Gonzalez can work out.
Yeah, just want to mention the 11 gets in, and that's why Junior got up to 4 because he had first call on the 11, Sweet Surrender.
Yes.
So make sure you write that down. Flip the page. We're going to go sprinting on the Tapeta at 5.5 furlongs. It's a starter optional claimer. And one scratch in here of Zydeco and the jockey change on the 5. Jorge Ruiz, just so you know, down that Horacio Hermanos off all his mounts today. So we'll find out what it is. Might be out of town like all the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
We'll see how that is. And we got a video here with all the gang.
The gang is all here. Dr. Jeff, Red River Rebel, Mr. Narcissistic, Catamosto. This is just a repeat race. And Ron, to me, I have Mr. Narcissistic as my best bet. You saw what Brian's doing here. He's just, you throw a dart at this race. But Mr. Narcissistic, and this race just in particular, I'll lump everybody in. These are horses that they just take turns beating each other, Ron. And Mr. Narcissistic ran well here. If you look at his form, he wins once, then he finishes second or third. He wins one, finishes second or third. That's happened the last 6 races. He finished third here. Today, I'm hoping for a win.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out in that race. I actually, you have your best bet in this race.
Yes.
Brian's got the whole field, and I got my long shot in here. So.
And it's probably not from any of that,
no,
is it?
Well, it is. It's a Red River Rebel. I like this horse, Bobby DeBona.
Yeah.
I just thought this horse was going to run well at this level. On the Tapeta, you could see last time, 35 optional claimers. He jumps in again, and second off the layoff, second time in his barn. I think this horse runs well today for Bobby DeBona.
Yeah.
It says 6-1, but we got a scratch there. I'm hoping to get 6-1 with Hall of Famer Javier Castellano.
Yeah, and the barn is just so good first off the claim, and now we'll make his second Gulfstream start.
So you either single,
yep,
you either take all, or you take a long shot.
There you go.
That's how we did it. Race number 4. Miles 70 yards on the Tapeta maiden claimers, and these are 3-year-olds. Scratch the 9 Money Tour, and the jockey on the number 6 is Junior Alvarado. So Junior here, of course, he's riding some good horses throughout the afternoon, and we both started it off with the number 3 Volatile Storm, and that was one of Brian's singles.
Yeah, this horse looks like the one to beat, especially dropping from the $25,000 level to the 12.5 on the Tapeta. This horse has slowly gone down the ladder here. Is today finally the day? And also, a little shout out to Edgar Zayas. He's done some good work. He did great work with Todd Pletcher yesterday.
It really does. And this one going from turf to Tapeta,
Yeah.
and I think he's 22%, Todd.
He's pretty good with the turf to Tapetas.
Yeah, he looks like the one to beat. And the other horses you might want to use, you might have some interest in the one Naysayer, Bobby DeBona, not his game. Debut maiden claimers, he's 1 for 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he does, the point I'm trying to make is he doesn't do this all the time. So with first-time starters,
Right.
so we'll see how Naysayer runs, but it looks like it runs through the number 3 horse in that race.
Absolutely.
Samantha's got the 7 in second, Signal Caller, and that one you can get a decent price on that horse if it runs well, and or if the main horse, the number 3, doesn't run well.
Yeah, exactly. And this horse got into a lot of trouble last time, so we'll see if maybe a better trip today will help out.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket with that 400 large guesstimate. Right back.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code ONEFREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back. I was going to say race 5 before. Welcome back. Now, welcome back, Sam, Ron. Of course, Brian will be joining us throughout the afternoon. He's busy at work making those odds for Fountain Youth Day.
Yeah, we drew the card and we'll show it in the lightning round, but what a competitive race.
Yeah, very competitive race. So this 5th race, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Claimers 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 3. Drop Kick Murphy. Here is my Rainbow 6 ticket. We'll check it out right now. I got one single. It's 48,060. We'll talk about this race. 6th race, my top pick is the 8, Magic of the Night. In race number 7, my top pick is the 8, Ultimate Ready for Bilmont. I love that horse today. Didn't make him my best bet. I just think that horse is going to run well. I'm not sure it's going to take money. Brian, I think, made him second choice in there, but the 11 scratched out, so we'll see how that is. 8th race, just the 9. My more horses than 8th race, I have just the 9 on top, and that is Banneker, but I choose a couple others. Race 9 is there. I have my single, Cut the Dust, for Josie Carroll. We got a stat we're going to show. And in race number 10, 3 deep for me, 1, 2, and 10 in the last race. Top being the one, Chow Chuck on the inside.
I like it.
So, 48.60 for me. This 5th race, I'm curious, did you put Neophyte on top?
No, I went with the 9 on top, Ensign Parker, who you have in the mix is a little lower rated. But I like the move back to the Tapeta here. I love this post position. This is a very big drop in class. The race that he was on the Tapeta 2 starts back would just lap this field. So maybe today we'll get a little bit of value. I think he's deserving of it.
Well, Test Factor was in that race. Those are the hard-knocking horses
Yes,
that he
big
ran
time.
against. I did go as image with the number 1 horse in here. You have further down on your ticket, a Neophyte, and show me why with this video.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. This was just some window dressing, as you like to call it here, but this was on February 1st, so 22 days ago. Good spacing between. Dropkick Murphy, of course, is a scratch, but Neophyte here just made a nice middle move, which is what you're supposed to do on the Tapeta run here. When you commit to a move, you got to just go for it on the Tapeta, because it's not a product of being able to move back and forth or make just different moves. But this horse was all game, and we talk about it a lot, just down that middle of the track. He got that perfect setup, but today he drew the rail. That's not ideal.
Yeah, you got to sort of maneuver to get to the better part of the track, and it's not easy when you're dealing with a pretty full field in there. So, and then I don't know, the number 8 horse we both have in second, and it's Ready for a Fight, who's going to be ridden today by Junior Alvarado, and it's just Marty Drexler doing what he does. Wins, puts it right back for 10, and lets it do it again.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. This horse was just up just in time last time out for the connections, and he's eligible to do it again. He's got that late kind of closing kick.
You'll see how that plays out, and then we will go to the next race. Here is 5 furlongs on the Topita Maiden Claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and upward. And we do have a scratch in here on the number 4 horse, and the jockey is let me see if I can say it right now. Ubano Cacique. Ubano Cacique. Yeah, that's his name. He'll also know us a little later on, so we'll see how he rides. That horse, just for your knowledge, not going to run with Lasix this afternoon. But Samantha's got a late pick 5 ticket. Did you use Bells of Brown?
I did not. Not here. I'm
singling. That's right.
Yep, I'm singling here. Race 7. I do have the 6 on top. That is Miss Bodacious, but I'm using both of the Brian Lynch runners. Race number 8. I do have the 1 on top. That is Christensen. Race number 9. I didn't want to use both Rookie Card and Cut the Dust, but with using the 1 as well, I do have Cut the Dust on top, the 8. Now, race number 10, last minute, I dropped the number 1, Chow Chuck, who is my 3rd pick, and who you have on top. It's $90 if you want to add it in. And my Tropical Surf pick 3, I do have him in, but I didn't. He's my last horse I would use, but there he is. I've got the 4 on top, Wonderfin.
That one was Fernando Abreu, Miguel Vasquez. Pretty wide open race,
yes.
that race, the final race of the weekend. Getting back to the 6th race this afternoon, well, you got to start it off with your single in here, and that's the number 8 horse we both have on top.
Yes, blinkers go on. The race at Tampa was a really, really good, strong effort. That was on the dirt. The Topita race back in 2023, so a while ago, was a good one here. This horse knows this Topita track. I love this outside post, and this is a big drop in class.
Yeah, and sometimes you look at these horses, you say, well, I don't know the trainer that well.
Right.
I mean, but as you mentioned, this horse has run well here in the past, got a nice tune-up at Tampa, dropping down to where they know this horse will be competitive.
Yes.
And that's what I throw the blinkers on, too. So lots of things to like in there. I went with the inside horse in second, and that's the 1, Valid Sense. And Valid Sense, just off its last performance, cutting back to 5. That was 5.5 last time out. Got a deal from the rail, but has some speed. If Jonathan Ocasio can avoid the pitfalls associated with that inside post, he could be a danger in there. And you went with the number 5 horse in there, Reverend Moon.
The first time that this horse will run on the Topita for Dave Fox, and I feel like Dave Fox, he knows this Topita well, and when you get Luis Saez aboard, I think that's a good sign.
They jumped that horse up to maiden special weight on the grass, and the horse didn't run bad at all.
No, he didn't. He just at the end of the race, he just kind of ran in place. I think that the Topita, he'll suit it well.
That's the horse I missed. I have to go back and look at that horse for Luis Saez. No, it just as you're talking about it, when you see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going to race number 7 this afternoon. 5 furlongs on the turf. It's an allowance optional claimer, and these are 4-year-olds and up fillies and mares. Scratch the 11, scratch the 12, so both also's out. And another good betting race in here. Interested to see how you went in here.
We'll look at Brian's
it's ticket.
pick 4 ticket. Yeah, we'll look at his late pick 4, a $10 play. Oh, wow. So he's singling the 8, and he'll spread in race number 8. Race 9, he'll single the 8, cut the dust, and in race number 10, he will use the 1, Chow Chuck, who you've got, the 2 for Chad Brown, Right to Win, as well as Beach Gold and Inherit Promise. $10. Punch it a couple times.
Well, what I mentioned when I was talking about my Rainbow Six, how much I love this 8 horse. In this particular race, in race number 7, he goes to the Bill. Here it is. I got to remember what I wrote. Moves to the Bill Mart barn. Debuts in the turf. First since our gallant debut on the turf with Topita. You go back and look at that race. She broke from the outside. That was post-tell 12, and she closed to win by a nose. That was 360 days ago. The Hall of Fame connections, they're good with the barn change. They're good with this type of layoff. I just thought this horse would run well, even though it hasn't been seen. And the only reason I get new 360 days, because it's 5 days before 365. Otherwise, Brian does all the editing for both of us.
Yes. Yeah. I kept going back to this horse, Ron. I wasn't sure what to do with her. I think Bill will have her fit for this race here, and the fact that she won on debut for Paulo Lobo, who is not a trainer, I feel like that gets him cranked up first time out. She should run well fresh.
You know, Brian and I had a conversation about this. I was going to make this horse my long shot, and he said, you better not. I think they're going to bet, just going back and forth. So the way you're thinking might be right,
Maybe.
and the way that Brian's thinking may be right. This horse may take the money, and I guess the connections alone, it's going to take some money in there. Now, you did go with the number 6 horse, and Miss Bodacious on top.
Yeah, this horse is, she's a big filly. She's like a tank. She's won 3 races across the pond. She'll get Lasix on for the first time. I love when these European runners, especially as they get older, get Lasix on for the first time. I don't know how fit she is, because I will say this: the Brian Lynch horses typically carry a lot of weight, and he trains on them too. So we'll take a look at her in the paddock. I worry about her fitness level, and that's why I kind of spread.
Well, I put her in second for the real. Here's what I really liked about: she's so versatile.
Yes.
She runs good on turf. She runs good on Tapeta. I'm talking about in Europe. She comes in. So it looks like she brings her racetrack with her, which I like. So that I actually like that horse this afternoon. And what about the number 3, Miyako? And this one from the other Brian. We'll get a stat on.
Yep. We'll take a look at this horse here. Well, the stat is on the 6, so we'll look at this. This is foreign shippers on the turf at Gulfstream. 3 for 6, 50%. Look at that ROI.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
Impressive.
Oh, that was on the 6. He had 2 and I wrote it down on the 3. Now we'll talk about the Miyako.
Miyako is coming out of a race where the second place finisher came back to win. That's wait till midnight hour, so that flatters her a bit. I like the fact that we get back to the turf where she does have a win. I just don't know how good she is compared to her counterpart.
What about, I see you didn't use it. I faded this horse a little bit, and I'm talking about Vindicate Cha-Cha, who just goes to the front. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yep, you said it. In 2 races back, the rails were actually at the 73 feet, what they're going to be today. And same thing, she broke from the outside and took them as far as she could, but just couldn't hang on. She ran a really big race, and we'll see. Today, I don't expect any different tactics here.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. We have a track record yesterday, albeit they were going a mile and 1/8 on the Tapeta. Not done many times, so we'll see how that plays out, what the track is playing like. One day it's speed, one day it's close. You got to watch early on. Race number 8 is going to be a sprint on the Tapeta at 5.5 furlongs. Starter, optional, claim a scratch to number 7, Galopad. And you started it off with the inside horse, and that is Christensen.
Well, I wanted to make this horse my long shot, but not going to happen. 7-2 on the line. From the rail draw, I get why this horse is 7-2 on the line, because the Oscar Gonzalez horses, especially off the claim, they like to bet this horse. But I think that this horse is looking up at a lot of them here. This is a tough post position. There's not as much speed as I hoped for in this race. So we have to have a hot pace up front.
Yeah, I agree with you. I faded this horse,
I didn't think they were going to bet him. But.
Yeah, maybe we'll be 7-2. But what about number 8, Super Success? I think we got a video we want to show of Marty Drexler with this horse.
Yeah, this was a really, really big effort. This was back on January 30th on the Tapeta here. And this was for 20,000, this level here, but this was still a huge effort to kind of just sit and stalk like this, which you really want to be a little bit closer on the Tapeta, especially going 5.5. And this was off of a Woodbine little, I don't want to say a layup, but just shipping and whatnot coming here. And this was a big effort. They bet this horse like he couldn't lose, and he didn't. And he just kept going.
Yeah, it was 3-5 that afternoon.
Big effort.
Big effort. But I went with the number 9, Banneker. And if you look at Banneker, and what I wrote in my little notes when I was doing, this one's a monster on the Tapeta.
Yes.
This horse runs like crazy on the Tapeta. You look at those races, gets a 90 buyer. Okay, maybe it gets a little cheaper. Wins 1, 2 in a row, going front to front. Now, Does he do that today against this level of competition? We'll have to see.
Yeah, we will. He needs the lead, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
But he's drawn well to get the lead.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays. Race 9 this afternoon, 7 furlongs and allowance. This is a really nice race, and this is the first leg of the Coast to Coast.
Yep.
If you're not aware, we have it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We did have some scratches in here of the 2, the 3, and the 4. And it's who stayed in was really nice. We've been talking about. You want to? Well, let's start it off. We'll show the replay of Cut the Dust first.
Yep, this one was a debut winner on July 19th at Woodbine, and it was a big effort. This is the work video here. The horse is on the inside. This is a big, good-looking son of Not This Time. I love to see this horse on the dirt today. The inside of Palmettos can tend to be a little bit more taxing. Strong horse. I just love to see horses like this that are just stone-cold sprinters get on the dirt for the first time. But this was a stat that I thought was interesting for the barn. To Peta to dirt, 4 for 20%. Now, this is a good stat for a barn that usually is about 15 to 16%. But at Gulfstream, if you put this stat to today's track, I think it's only 1 for 20. So not the best for here. But I think if this horse likes the dirt, which he should, he's a nice, like I said, just a nice, big, good-looking horse. He'll be tough, but how fit is he?
We'll see, and I thought I made it my best bet today, just like all the things. What about the number 7 rookie Carter Bricks right alongside for Danny Gargan? We're going to replay there too.
Yeah, well, this was not a good situation for Rookie Card, unfortunately, and probably not how Danny Gargan wanted this to play out. Now, Rookie Card is here. Owen Almighty caused a bit of trouble, and we'll see it. Owen Almighty is the 6, and we'll see Rookie Card just completely get shut off on the rail here. And, whoop, that's not good at all. And after that, it was just game over. Owen Almighty was disqualified from that race, and Junior Alvarado that day just protected the horse, which was the smart thing to do, because that's not a good spot to be in. They gave this horse a little bit of time. He's worked well coming back, and he'll get Lasix on for the first time. He can be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, he lost the race. That's a great video that you showed. I had some interest, and you did too, in the number 1 horse, and that's Latch the Hatch, Joe Orsino. I thought this horse ran very well in its last couple of races against State Breds we're facing today. They had this horse in the, behind Rated by Merit. Nobody was beating that horse. This horse could stalk. You know, that's what I liked about him.
Yeah, and this horse has a race across the track, recency here, and that's a big thing to have in a race like this, whereas the Josie Carroll horse, we don't know. He's trying something new for the first time, is coming off of a very long layoff, and then Rookie Card has never been across this track, and we'll see. I think this horse has a big shot. I used all 3 of these in my late pick 5.
Yeah, I think, I just threw the 6 in there. I thought it had a little bit of a shot. And it's Joey Muscles and Jenna Antonucci. She's finally woken up. She had 2 wins this week.
Yeah, 2 wins this week.
Good for her, and we'll see how it plays out. Last race, a mile 16th on the turf. These are maidens, 4-year-olds and up. We're going to scratch the number 8. Sardis jockey on the number 8 is Luca Panici. And this is a wide open race. I know you went 2-4 and you used 1, 2, and 4. Well, let's start it off with the horse you do have on top, and that's the 15-1 shot that I like, is Wonderfin.
I don't know a lot about this horse. I'll say that, Ron. I remember him in 2023. That was a long time ago. Shug is really better than it looks on paper, I think, for bringing a horse back. This is not a field where I'm really afraid of anybody, and maybe this is one that can improve, especially when you have jockey Luis Saez aboard. The rails are at 73 feet here. If this horse has any speed, Luis Saez is going to get it out of him.
Yeah, you never count Shug. I don't care what percentage it says down. If he's got the horse right, he can win. Well, the horse we started been bantering about that you left off your ticket is the one Chow Chuck, and you just go to his turf races, at Aqueduct, Saratoga.
Yeah.
They're good efforts, Who did he run into last time? Tucson. Tucson came back and win again yesterday. Tucson's the one that broke the track record on the Torpedo, albeit going a mile and an 8. We don't run a lot of those.
No, we don't, and that was just a really blazing fast race. I liked this horse a lot in November off of that Belmont at Aqueduct race, but he just seemed to run so even to me. So maybe it's a good thing that we're stretching out to a mile and a 16th. I know as I'm talking about this horse, this is the one that's going to win because it was the last horse I cut on my ticket.
It always happens.
It always does.
Then you got the 2 Right to Win, who's a half the shades of blue. It was great, 2 stakes place. Coming back for Chad Brown.
Yep.
Lionel Reyes will be in the saddle this afternoon. And you just say right there, Chad Brown, he's amazing with this type of long layoff.
Yeah.
He's over 20% with a big sampling. I remember we showed it one time last week or something that he does well with these longer than 180-day layoffs.
Yep, he does. And the fact that they've gelded this horse, I like a lot as well. He's one that I was able to watch one work of, and the horse seems fit. He's not a very big horse. He's just a compact gray horse. You kind of see that with those European breds. They kind of just have that handier style to them.
You know, you go to the outside, just to mention here, it's a tough post. Not as tough if it's a mile and a 16th. It's a first-time starter by Justify, by Todd Pletcher, richly deserved. He's had a couple of these horses win at the meet. This used to be an automatic toss, him trying the grass as a first-time starter. I think he won 1 or maybe 2 races like that.
Yeah, how about this is a son of Rags to Riches.
Oh, my goodness.
And Rags to Riches, imagine this. This dam, who was so good, has had no offsprings win. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I do.
You
Yeah,
would never,
amazing.
you would just never think that at all. But there you go.
Yeah, well, something you
Food for
learn.
thought, yeah.
You learn something every single day.
Yep.
With that done, we're going to go to our lightning round. This is one you got to pay attention to because it gets some good stuff in it.
It does, because we drew the Fountain of Youth card. But quickly, let's take a look at Super Chow yesterday, because this was the last horse we talked about in our paddock preview yesterday, and this was a good race, a good ride, and good to see this horse back in form.
Yeah, he closed down the crown of the track and really impressive performance. I didn't know if he was going to get concrete glory, and he did.
Yep.
You know, so it was very nice for him. That was the Gulfstream Park Sprint.
Yeah, he did it on the wrong lead too.
Yeah,
So
and you know, we lost a big horse in there that scratched out, but these
Yes.
horses, you know, were the logical ones behind that. I just thought ran very well in there.
I could not agree more.
Tropical Turf, pick 3, right? You got that?
Yep, we've got that today. It starts in race number 2, 2, 7, and 10. Paid well yesterday, even with a very heavy favorite in the last race, over $100. So get involved today, races 2, 7, and 10.
Yeah, my friend Wayne had it. I think paid $144.
Yeah,
bucks,
something like
that.
that. It was good. Yep.
Coast to Coast 2, races 5 through. Well, it starts in race 8 here, I think.
9 here.
9 here.
Yep. So 2 races from Gulfstream, 3 from Santa Anita, in a very competitive card, and this always just pays so well. It's retail only, 15% takeout, $1 minimum. They also have a carryover in their pick 6 today.
Well, next Saturday, Fountain of
Yes.
Youth, 8 graded stakes alone on that card, and one of them, of course, being the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, this is a really, really fun day. I know this is a lot of people's favorite day, and we'll take a look at the field here. Brian has been working hard, our lines maker, and look at the odds here. Do you have any early thoughts, Ron, about this race?
You know, I guess River Thames is the right. Got to say it right.
River Thames.
Thames.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We get yelled at by all the British folks.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
River Thames is the 2-1 favorite. Burnham Square ran really well.
He did, and I think just the more ground he gets, he's just going to get better. We have the undefeated, or no, the winner, undefeated Sovereignty.
Right.
We will be interesting too. Gate to Wire got on the dirt last time and just aired the field. This is very, very interesting race.
Yep, we'll see how it plays out. Of course, you get your points to head into the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. It's the Kentucky Derby. The road runs through Gulfstream Park. And
Always.
This is an exciting time because next week, too, we also have the San Felipe with our sister track. So these horses, it's starting to tighten up, and the Derby field's starting to shape out.
Is this a 50-pointer? I don't know if it's 50.
I'll have to look. I believe it is.
I think it is, yeah.
So very exciting today.
And your best bet this afternoon?
It is Mr. Narcissistic for me. Yep, Mr. Narcissistic.
And my best bet this afternoon is in that race number 9. It's the 8 Cut to Dust. We'll see if that one does it. Long shot for you today.
It was going to be Christensen, but that's out.
I got mine in race number 3, the 2 Red River Rebel, 6-1 on the board. I'm interested to see what that Mott horse does in race number 7. We'll see if it takes money.
Yeah.
Probably will. I don't know. Brian's much better at that than us.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Than us two, for sure. Yeah.
So good luck with all your selections. It's going to be a fantastic day here. Samantha and I, of course, will be here all afternoon, and along with Brian Nano. Good luck.